It really puts a human face on people living in the street.
On any given day, you can find Bruce Appleyard and his students walking around San Diego's homeless encampments,
Draw like where you sleep.
talking with people and asking them to draw maps.
Students and student researchers and myself go out and have people answer a few questions and then draw maps on blank pieces of paper of their most important activities and the most important destinations of their daily lives.
It's all part of a research project Appleyard started in spring 2021. He's a professor of city planning and urban design at SDSU, and he's trying to better understand how people experiencing homelessness navigate their daily lives.
It's a human-centered approach to understanding their home territories and their needs.
It all starts with Appleyard and the students asking people if they're in fact experiencing homelessness and if they have time for some questions. People like Terrence Mayfield. The 45-year-old native San Diegan has been living in the streets for years.
It's been a struggle, out here, just trying to maintain and survive.
SDSU student Evan Dennis interviewed Mayfield. She made sure to ask questions about certain services, such as shelters, and how they're working for him.
So would you go back now, or?
Would I go to the shelter? I might go to a shelter, but I just got out of one.
Okay.
And I'm pretty much burnt out on it. Dealing with the people out here is a little more.
Would you say it's less stressful?
In there, there's a different type of stress. You know what I'm saying? It's closed quarters, and then you got hygiene issues with other people and using the facilities and whatnot.
And finally, Dennis and Appleyard asked Mayfield to draw a map of his home territory, where he goes to sleep, to get food, charge his phone, and other daily tasks.
Where do you charge your phone?
Library.
Okay.
Maybe.
Can you walk that?
He says he's always moving, but that the map he just drew says a lot about where he lives.
I really don't go past this area.
Would you consider this your home territory?
I wouldn't consider it home.
Right.
But it's my community.
And that's a distinction Mayfield wants to make. Home means something very different than just shelter.
To me, homeless and houseless are two different things. And you can have a house or an apartment or whatever and still be homeless.
After the interview wraps up, Appleyard gives Mayfield a gift card for food. Everyone who does an interview gets one. And at the end of the day, the SDSU group reviews all the maps they've collected.
This is drawn by Alfredo. On the corner of Imperial and 16th he mostly stays on this side. He mentions how he uses the porta potty and the water stations here.
They want to use them to design services that make sense based on what they've heard about shelter curfews, crowding, and the areas many people avoid. But Appleyard says the maps are also a reflection of our society.
It's not as much what the maps say about the homeless individuals we're interviewing. It's really about what it says about us. And oftentimes, people are just looking at homelessness as a problem that needs to be solved and dealt with, but in ways that really aren't helping things in the way that we've seen them through the maps we've collected.
And that message of seeing people for people is a message that's already taking hold with his student researchers, like Evan Dennis and Michael Rumfala.
It's just a really humbling experience getting out to go back into the community and just interview and give people in the community an opportunity to share their story.
Slips over here on Logan Avenue.
Appleyard and his students plan to keep collecting maps and hope local governments will use the lessons gleaned from them. They've already met with the county's Office of Homeless Solutions. Cristina Kim, KPBS News.